Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody out there doing today? Happy Mother's Day. We are on live tonight. We're going to have Sunday's Best Talk again tonight. And I trust that it's been a light day for you, a day of enjoyment, visiting family or having family visit you as we break out a little bit out of the COVID routine. But if someone is out there, please let me know. I rescheduled to 8 o'clock kind of an hour ago. I just didn't want this night to go by without me having the opportunity to wish each and every one of you a happy Mother's Day. And, we have maternal mothers, and then we have those who just chip in and help to raise the village. Is that right? Vivian and Andrea, thank you for coming on at 8 o'clock. And it's been good. And if you're blessed and your mother's alive, that's great. And if you're a grandmother, if you're auntie that has filled in for the mother's role, I say hats off to you and congratulations. All right, so let's do a little rehash about what we talked about last week. And then we're going to lead into shortly something that I want you to work on this quarter for sure. And it seems like the quarter is a long way off, but it really isn't. It'll be gone before you know it. And so last week we talked about perseverance. Perseverance. Perseverance in doing something despite the difficulty or the delays, you still want to achieve it. And so perseverance, two other words that came with that was persistence and tenacity. The quality or the fact of being able to get a firm grip on something that you really want in life. It all boils down to being determined. And when you are persistent, you have a habit of continually making effort toward whatever it is you want to achieve. Again, against all odds, you don't quit. You keep pushing. You keep pressing. That is perseverance. And we said some of the words for perseverance was the synonyms for perseverance were persist, endure, pursue with confidence, maintain, and to keep going. And so the opposite of those words are changeable, people that change what it is they want to do in life, Gloria Cooper and Gloria Moore. Those are two more of our winners for the 35-year celebration. And they were persistent, all right? So the opposite of persistence is, and the opposite of perseverance is a person that change their mind a lot. They are fickle. They endure idleness. They are inconsistent. And they don't often make decisions. So that was last week. And being that today is Mother's Day, it's really Mother's Day every day. Every day. But it's good to have an occasion where your children or your grandchildren give you a little extra love and a little extra affection, and recognize that, mothers, they see to it that all the gifts are put under the Christmas tree. They get the balloons for the birthday parties. They are good, reliable babysitters. They rock you to sleep when you need it, when you were younger. they're there when you play your first game or when you do cheerleading. Your mother is there, or whoever is filling in that role for you is there. Mamas get to make the rule for the house. Daddies do too. But I heard it said today that as long as you stay in my house, you're going to follow my rules. And you know, some people grow up, they're like, I can't wait to leave home. I can't wait to come home when I want to come home. Or nobody tells me when to come and go. But you forgot that you had to pay the bills once you did that. All right? So mother's role is different, but yet it's almost the same. They cuddle you, and if your mother, it's been said that if your mother, you and your mother are not connected closely, as a newborn, there is a condition or a diagnosis known as attachment disorder. And a child with attachment disorder oftentimes has a hard time staying in a relationship, keeping friends, and they have a difficult time adjusting because they were never really connected. So thank God for good mothers. Thank God for great mothers. Thank God for mothers that prayed for us, for mothers who continue to pray for us. And it is just so important that we honor and respect mothers. And today is Mother's Day. So, like I said, it's Mother's Day almost every day. Mothers are the one that find the jelly for the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Mothers are the ones that, no doubt, take care of the hair of their young girls, take care of their children. Fathers help too, but there is just a motherly role that those of us who are mothers, maternal or otherwise, a lot of people are mothers to their niece and to their nephews. So let's just applaud all mothers today. All right. So since mothers are usually keepers, nurturers, and they always are trying to do for everyone else, we are often told, in case of an emergency, put the mask on yourself first, because we will go all out to protect our children. All out. All right? If you don't believe me, mess with somebody's child. And even for some people, their pet, what belongs to them belongs to them, and they care deeply about it. All right? So that motherly connection is a good thing and a great thing to treasure. And like I said, there are people that fill in the gap. I know I had a lot of people to fill in the gap for me when I was younger. And I appreciate them. I honor them. I respect them. And I treasure them. So let's talk about us tonight. We had Women's Month in March. Now it's May, and we're talking about mothers. And only a woman can be called a mother, a grandmother, a aunt, a niece, a cousin. Yes, it's an honor to be a woman and to be a mother, because every human being comes to this universe through a woman, and in that case, it's a mother. All right? So because we're always taking care of everybody else, let's take time, the next 15 or so minutes, and talk about us. Who are we? Who do we want to become? Who were we? Maybe we still want to be that person, but we just want to personify. We just want to upgrade some of the things that comes along with that person that we are. So I want to talk a little bit tonight about a bucket list. How many of you have a bucket list? We're going to talk about what a bucket list is. Marva and Diane Jackson and Genevieve Burgess have just joined us. And Gloria Moore said, those were the rules in our house. And Marie says she applauds that. As long as you obey the rules, you're welcome to stay. And a lot of times, with those of you who came up with, were blessed with both parents in the household, they didn't want you to play one against the other. If you went to your father and he said no, you probably would have been better off going to your mother and ask her to help you out. Okay? So that's just some of the things that mothers get up early. They start the day. They usually start with breakfast or getting the kids ready for school. And we give and we give and we give and we give. But who are we? Who are we becoming? Or who do we want to become? So we're going to talk about this bucket list. And on this list is something that none of us want to talk about, but it says, I'm going to give you a few of the things that were listed in the 101 things to do before you die. So we all have a dash, and that dash should be filled with, from the day we're born until the day we die, it should be filled with something of emphasis, something that you would be proud of, something that you would want someone to say, well done. All right. So here's a quote. It says, every man dies, not every man really lives. Every man dies, but not every man really lives. And the only people who fear death are those who leave with a dash of regrets. So let's talk about the bucket list. Okay, the bucket list. We have a lot of matured women on this call tonight, and no doubt some young people will be listening to this. Maybe if not live, they will listen to it. But this author says, a few days ago, I was surfing the internet and I saw somebody else's bucket list. And then I was inspired to think about what I wanted to do. What is a bucket list? If you never heard the term before, bucket list, it's a list of goals that you want to achieve. It's a list of dreams you want to fulfill and life experiences you want to experience while you're living. So live while you're living, because like they say, when you're dead, you're done. All right? So you don't want to live with regrets. And so over the next couple of weeks or a month or so, but for sure in this second quarter, I want you to take a look at the things that mean a lot to you in life. Things that you're doing now, things that you want to do in the future, and your list should really get you excited. So, even if you live by goals and a to-do list, it can't hurt to have a bucket list, or some people call it a vision board. And you put certain things on there that you want to happen in your lifetime, in your season, because we all want different things at different points in our lives. And putting a bucket list together is just like highlighting your life. You may be in phase 1, but you know what you want in phase 3. You may be in phase 3, but you know what you want before the last chapter. All right, so that's a bucket list. So coming up with your bucket list should make you enthusiastic, excited, hopeful, make you dream a little bit and stretch just a little. All the things that you want to achieve in your lifetime need a date. Your goals should have dates. And if you are doing a bucket list, make sure you put some dates on some of the things that you want to do. All right. So how do you start with the bucket list? You got to start. You got to start somewhere. Find you a quiet spot. It might be one of your favorite quiet places, and I want it to be quiet. If you want to play some soft music, instrumental, something slow, not something really fast, because we want your mind to flow. And first start off with an hour, and maybe you can write down 50 things that I want to do. And I want to do them this one by that date, and put a deadline on it. Okay. So here's what you should be thinking when you get in your quiet place. If you're going to do a bucket list, and excuse my voice, I sat in the air conditioner, it got hot, and I sat in the air and got a little tickle in my throat. But here's what you start down with. Say, it's me. It's what I want to do. I know it may be difficult. It may take time. It may not sound like much to someone else. And you're going to be surprised. A lot of the things on this list don't cost anything except your time and commitment to make that bucket list. Diane said, I had a bucket list to go to Hawaii and Alaska. We were able to do both of them. Excellent. Because what you want to do is you want to conquer the thing that you want to do most. And you're going to feel so good when you check it off your list. So here's what it says. Start to write down some of the things that comes to your mind when you hear these questions. What if I were to leave this earth tomorrow? What would I wish I would have done? What would you do if you had unlimited time, money, and resources? Those are some of the things that should go on your bucket list. What have you always wanted to do but have not done it yet? What are your biggest goals and dreams? Think big. If you're going to think, you may as well think big. There's no real success in thinking small. Think big, all right? You just might go higher than you think. What do you want to see in a person? What achievements would you like to accomplish? What experiences do you want to have? What experiences you want to feel? What special moments do you want to witness before you leave this earth? And how would it make you feel? What are the most important things that you think you've ever done? And what are some of the most important things you think you can ever do and be proud of you? What would you like to say, do together with somebody else, a person or persons or group? What would you like to do with them? Where would you like to go? It could be people you love. It could be family. It could be friends, co-workers. And it could be your bucket list should consist of things you want to accomplish in your career, in your family, in your finance, in your health, whether it be weight, whether it be blood pressure, thyroid disease, losing 15, 20 pounds, whatever items you come up with, these things should cause you to think and think really hard about how and when you can accomplish them. Some of the ones on the list that I highlighted was, I want to travel all over the world. Diane went to Alaska and Hawaii. Where is it that you'd like to go? Put it on your bucket list. Traveling. There's some trips you can make singly. Others, you may want to go with a group or with your significant other. But traveling can be, you can travel on a bicycle. You may go to a country where that's how they get around. You may want to travel on a train, in your car. I know one year what we did with another couple in Connecticut, we left home, I guess around noon on Saturday, and we said we would drive until in the evening. We didn't choose a hotel. We found a hotel. We spent the night, and the next day we drove on up to Vermont. And for us, even though we lived in New England, we didn't go a lot into Rhode Island and Vermont and all of those states. But that's what we did. And we had a real good time because we didn't have an exact time to be anywhere. And we just enjoyed each other's company, spent the night, and came back late on Sunday. So traveling, it's not always about whether you have all the money you need. Some things don't really cost a lot. On your bucket list, do you want to learn a new language? And if you live in South Florida right now, or maybe even in Atlanta, and some places in Colombia, Spanish is fastly becoming the second language, or in some places, you got to be bilingual to even get hired. Would you like to try a different profession? Now may be the ideal time to do that. Do you have a weight loss goal that you want to achieve? I said to Diane the other day, I said, my, you're doing great. And she said, yes, all this is because I'm out walking. And so it doesn't cost you anything to walk. It doesn't really cost you very much to drink a lot of water. So remember, I said, it can be about your health, about your career, or about your finance. And last week, I believe we said, if your goal by the end of the year, a finance on your bucket list, if you said, I can't seem to save any money, we said you could save $5,000 by December 31st, which was 8 months. $625 a month equals $156 a week, or $22 a day. You ever thought about, I could save $5,000 if I found a way to give up something that I'm spending $22 a day on? And believe me, there are people that spend that. I have spent that on a day's eating, just eating breakfast, lunch, and then go out to dinner. It's going to cost you more than $22. So if you put on your bucket list, I want to save more money, that's not good enough. You have to be specific, and you need to break it down like I just did. Some people, they want to run a marathon. They don't want to do a sprint. They want to do a marathon. Okay. And that's great. Or triathlon if they have a lot of athletic desires or abilities. Go horseback riding. How many of you ever rode a horse? How many of you want to ride a horse? Some people say, no, not me. That's not my thing. Okay. But a lot of people put things on their bucket list. And if riding a horse is one of the things you always wanted to do, it's not that expensive to do that. All right. So that's the way I want you to be thinking. On your bucket list, is there someone you know and you want to tell them how much they mean to you, but you just never get around to it? Put it on your bucket list and put a date on it. Is there a friend that you would like to give a heartfelt surprise? Whether it's a party, whether it's a call, whether it's a gift, a conversation. Identify who that person is and your why for wanting to do it. And then it should make your list. Is there someone that you want to make a difference in their life? It could be a young person. It could be somebody in the community, somebody in your church, somebody in your home, someone in your past that has been really good to you that you would love to do something special for. Find out what it is they like to do. Find out how you can do that for them and check it off your bucket list. Do you want to become a mentor to help somebody along the way? Put it on your bucket list. Pursue your passion. Whatever you put on your bucket list should honestly, life is too short to pause too long. It's too short. So, while you're spending time in that quiet place, just let your mind go and say, I've got a lot in me. I got a lot I want to get out of me. And I can do this. I know I can do this. And so when you pursue your passion, if it's being an artist, you got a song in your head that you need to get out on paper. If it's a book you want to write, publish, then put it on your bucket list. And you know what? You may say, I want to do that, but what I want to do, my job is holding me back. Some passions, some things on your bucket list, you can do them part-time. Because we all can't afford to walk away from a full-time job to live out our passion. But we can all find a way to do that thing that we are very fortunate. I have a client and she's from the Low Country. And while we were looking at home, she kept saying, do that thing, do that thing. So I'm saying to you, whatever that thing is, do that thing. Because if you don't do it, I can't do it like you. And if it's a book, nobody can write it like you. If it's a song that's in your head that you need to put on paper, nobody can write it and publish it like you. And if you want to start a business, now may be the perfect time. Some people want to fly in a hot air balloon. Some people want to volunteer. Some of you on this line have already retired. What's on your bucket list? I know you haven't done it all. What's on your bucket list? And here's another couple of things. Go on a road trip, like I said. Some people just want to sleep under the stars. Some people say, I'm going to conquer fear. I fear elevators. I fear high places. I fear speaking. I fear animals. Whatever it is, if you want to conquer that thing, Put it on your bucket list. Some people just want to be on a float in a parade. That was a childhood fantasy. So when you're in that quiet place, think about when you were small, when you were just a little girl, what is it that you wanted to do? What is it? And can you still do it on some level or the other? Some people want to go skinny dipping at night. Doesn't cost you anything. Conquering the fear. It may cost you courage, but I don't think it costs you money. Being on a float. You know, maybe you weren't you're the high school queen and you didn't get that opportunity to ride on the float, but maybe if you're volunteering with a group, they may have a parade and you can ride on the float. All right. Write a love letter to somebody that you know, that you let them know that you love them. How much does that cost you? Gloria and I used to write when stamps were 3 cents. Okay. And sometimes we couldn't find the 3 cents. We'd be using it for something else. But a lot of these things don't cost you a lot. Some people want to achieve their ideal weight. Before I turn 50 or before I turn 60, I want to be at my ideal weight. And then you name what that weight is. And then you horn in on the day you'll turn 60 or the day you'll turn 70. Let's see, your financially, your on your bucket list would maybe, I'm going to be a 6-figure earner before I retire. I'm going to be a 6-figure earner before I retire. Some of us may want to take dance lessons. All right. Might have been something we always wanted to do. And when we retire or before we leave this earth, that may be something we want to do. We were on a cruise ship. And I think Genevieve and Gloria, I know you remember this. We found a group of ladies that travel around. And I think one of them was from Florence. And they had all these fancy line dances. Now, I would put that on my bucket list. I would put it on my bucket list to do. Perform on Broadway or at the Apollo. Now, you got to have some skills and opportunity may present itself. But if that is something, if you just want to go to the Apollo, if you want to go to Radio City and see a live play, put it on your bucket list. New York is not the furthest place from South Carolina. You can get there and put it on your bucket list if it's worth that to you. You may want to watch your child. You know that your child has a lot of talent and you believe that they belong in professional sports, football, basketball, softball, soccer, volleyball. If you want to see them perform professionally on a team, put it on your bucket list and work toward it. And again, these are all things that are on the bucket list. Now, the bucket list calls for you to have an open mind, simplify things, don't leave things out there in the air. Someday I'll want to do this. Put a date on it. Brainstorm. It's your life. It's your life. How would you like to live or love to live your life? And I'm going to end it with, you may think that these things are too hard to do, but they're really not. They're not too hard to do. Let me see if we got some more. Vivian says, I have a bucket list. And Gloria said, truth. Gloria Moore, don't want to leave without things undone on the dash. And Vivian said, target dates are important. And Marva says, go big. I agree. Target dates are so important. And Marva wants to go to Aruba. It is beautiful. We were there probably about 10 years ago, and we stayed at the Riu. And then I think we went there one time when we were on a cruise ship. So put it on your list. And you know what? When you put it on your list, check with your travel agent, find out some things about Aruba, find out what the least expensive way, the midpoint, and the high point would be to go to Aruba. Find out what it costs, okay? And whether you're going to fly or whether you're going to cruise. Diane says, my next goal is to go to Los Angeles. I've been there too, Diane. All of my family have been, but I've not gone yet. This is the next place I want to visit. Put it on your bucket list. I don't care if it's number 50 out of 1. Whatever is important to you, move it up to the top of the list. Gloria says, life is too short to pause too long. Exactly, exactly, exactly. The world never stops for you anyway. Let's see. Gloria Kinley, thank you for joining us. And Gloria Kinley was one of the winners too for 35 year celebration. And let's see. Rima, thank you for getting on. Thank you for getting on. And so some of the things that we think are hard. Think back to some of the things I put on that list. How much would it cost you? No, my question is, how much would it really cost you if you don't do it? Because some of it has no monetary amount attached to it. You just have to put it on your list and be committed to doing it. And then it says 10 of the toughest things to do in life. And so we talked about all the good things that you can put on that bucket list. And I've had a folder I call my dream folder. I've been putting pictures in. I've been clipping stuff out for years. I believe I started I know I started before I was 25. And so many of those things I've realized, and some of them, the pictures I clipped, I just went to a store or went into a house and it was like deja vu because I had the picture for so very long on what I wanted. And when I saw it, it was like, it's there. So 10 of the toughest things to do in life. We already told you need to make a bucket list so that you don't miss a moment, so that you don't put your life on pause too long. So I'm going to take the next 5 minutes. And I really thank you all for getting on at 8 because, getting from wherever you were, or if you had company for the day, sometimes it takes a little while to do whatever. And we were coming back into town, and I could have done it in the car, but I'd rather wait. And so I said 8 o'clock will probably give other people time as well. So thank you. Number 1 of the toughest things in life to do is getting married, finding the right partner. That came up as number 1. And number 2 was parenting. Being that it's Mother's Day, being that I said the mothers are the one that find the jelly for the peanut butter, the mothers are the one that get the candle for the cake, the mother is the one that bakes the cake, the mother is the one that sends out the birthday cards most times. Mothers, we do a lot. And parenting, to be a good parent, you're gonna do some things, and you're gonna spend some time in some places that you wish you could be doing something else, but it's for the good of the child, and you are the parent. And in particular, you are the mother. Becoming an entrepreneur is one of the toughest things in life. People are conditioned to linear income. You work, you get paid. You don't work, you don't get paid. You're the employee, they're the employer. But when it's time to become the boss, there is a cost. So number 3, becoming an entrepreneur is one of the toughest things. Number 4, overcoming an addiction of any kind is a tough thing in life to do. Number 5, The loss of a loved one is a tough thing to endure. And I know that some of you on this call today have lost your mother, you have lost other loved ones. And when it comes to days of remembrance, their birthday, anniversary, or whatever, it's a tough thing. Leaving people behind is a tough thing. You know, a lot of people could be more successful, but they're more concerned with the people they would have to separate themselves from, because if they grow, they know that it's going to be tough hanging out with the same people. Number 7, handling success and remaining humble. It's a tough thing for some people. They get the big head before they get the big breakthrough. That's right. They get the big head before they get the big breakthrough. They want to run before they crawl. They want to reach the top no matter who they have to kick off the ladder to get to the top. So not everybody can handle success. That's a tough thing. So when you become successful, make sure that you're humble, you're grateful, and you help somebody else get to the top. Number 8, good health. It's hard to stay in good health. We want to eat where we want to eat. We want to eat what we want to eat. We want to eat it when we want to eat it. But then we want to be healthy. So we have to take stock in whatever it is we put on that bucket list, because one of the number 8 of the top 10 toughest things in life is maintaining good health. And number 9 is trust. Trust is one of the 10 things that is toughest to have. And especially if somebody lets you down once or twice, when you see who a person is, know that that's who they are and stop trying to change them. You might have to change lanes because it's tough to earn trust. And when you find trust in a friend, in a person, in a partner, in a relationship, you need to hold on to it for dear life. And number 10 was, it's tough for some people to handle massive failure. We don't want to fail massively, but you know what? Develop the attitude that failed. I'm not a failure, and I can try, and I can try, and I will try harder, because I'm not a failure. I just failed at that. So that's what I have for you tonight for Sunday's Best. And Gloria Moore says, let's see, time will certainly pass you by, and you'll live with regrets that you didn't do what you wanted to do. Don't let that be you. Work on you. You know what? Invest in yourself. Let's see. Gloria Kinley says, I have a bucket list. That's great. So I want you to add to it. Gloria Moore, so true. The big head before the big breakthrough. Stay humble. All right. And I had people to tell me, manners will carry you where money won't. So remember how you got to where you are. Remember how hard it was to get there. But also, don't forget, lest you forget, you may be back there one day. All right? So thank you so much. And we will go back to 7 p.m. Sunday's Best for Real Talk next week. And I want you all to share this video with someone that you think needs a bucket list. And it's good to hear that many of you already have a bucket list. So the list was 101 things, and I didn't go through all of them. I went through some, and I tried to get some that were things that didn't cost you a lot. You know, if you want to take a trip to the park and experience nature, that costs you a whole lot less than going to New York to watch a Broadway play. Or if you want to go on a cruise, you can catch a special. And, we met a lady on the cruise and they were celebrating their 100th cruise. They probably were in their 70s, but they cruise 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And they've been doing it, living on the ship like it's their home. All right. They don't have to clean up. They don't have to cook. They don't have to look for entertainment. They can get off in different countries. They can have free entertainment once they're on the ship and have fun, meet other people. So I want you to have a great night, have a great life. And remember, send me, inbox me with some topics that you would want me to have on the show for the rest of the year, and I'll get busy. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find some answers. But we will have an exchange. And women, mothers, we are not to compete with each other. We are to collaborate, communicate, and collaborate. We can be helpers of each other. So have a great night. Have a great life. In fact, have $1 million life.